The One Piece chapter, 1174. A chapter that, as they say, gets straight to the point, diving into emotion, suspense, and revelation. The revelation in particular of the form and even the power of good old Loki, which is finally revealed. We'll talk about it, of course, yes, but first the spatial jump. Of course, the pre-order campaign for Volume 2 is currently underway. But you can also get Volume 0, Volume 1, the whole Spatial Jump collection. My own Shonen Jump, a collection that brings together in each issue 5 new short stories written and drawn by creators, artists, mangaka, French speakers. For creation, independent publishing, printed in Brittany. You can find it in the description on Ulule and in the pinned comment. Thank you for your support. Let's move on to the rest of the magazine. Of course, yes, so we're looking at a pretty effective chapter, you have to admit. Well, I'm probably going to sound like I'm nitpicking again, but it's kind of a mixed bag, a bit of both. I mean, the chapter is really good on its own. It's just that I didn't buy it, that's it, I didn't buy it, I wasn't hooked, I saw where it was going. It's beautiful, it's well done if you want, but I just didn't really believe it. So I'll explain later why I didn't really believe it either, but in terms of intention, yes, in terms of intention, it works. Well, that kind of matches what I had predicted, which is that it was a bit of a dead end, the final dead end. Because apparently the story of the cursed giants was more or less under control. The only dead end left was saving the kids. And I thought, well, we're going to have a moment. He no longer has the boat, and I just realized the sea of clouds below is also gone. The boat was destroyed, and the sea of clouds beneath it have vanished too. So now, the kids, they're going to fall from the tree, actually. They're going to fall from the island. They're going to crash to the ground. They're going to die. They're going to fall into the void. What should we do? How? The situation is even worse than before in the end. How can we get out of this? Get out of here? I had said, well, at the last moment, we're going to have Luffy and Loki show up. They're going to save the kids. Well, that's what happens, but it's about what comes before that. You see, Summers, who's there at the beginning, who's in the sea, he's like, oh, damn, I messed up the mission and everything. And then after that, he's like, wait, actually, the death is going to be really cool. The death of the kids with the parents who are going to throw themselves in with them and everything. It's going to be incredible. I'll watch it because I'm a sadist and will love it. Too bad, Im-sama. She shouldn't have taken Gunko's body. We could have solved the problem. I'm washing my hands of it. I'm just watching. I want to enjoy it. It shows that definitely the celestial dragons are. Well, anyway, those winter nights, they're complete scum actually, but the problem is we're dealing with trash. A bit too cartoonish, that's it. I'm saying it didn't really work for me. I find it too cartoonish. Like, with all this over-the-top stuff, oh, they're gonna die, I don't know. It would have been better if the guy was more restrained, you know, like, they're gonna fall, let's see, wait, you see, go ahead, go fall. Because when we saw the celestial dragons before, there was a random side to them. A little. The first time we see celestial dragons, sorry, it's absurd, celestial dragons at, what's it called, Sabaudi, they have this evil random side, like, they're just walking down the street, like, hey, your wife is pretty, I'm gonna take her as my wife, I'm taking her. And the guy's like, no, oh, shut up, and he kills him, you see, it's that random villain who has no feelings, you know? No, but I don't care, die, that's it, hey, buy yourself, wait, you blocked my way, well, you die, come on, you see what I mean? Here, it's a different vibe. Like, oh, they're going to die, the kids, wait, oh, I'm rubbing my hands, go ahead, die, let's see, I don't know, I think it's a bit too much. In terms of cruelty, it's very, very cruel, it's satanic, whatever you want, but I don't know, it's not a character that, he doesn't scare me, you know, so I don't like him, I want him to die, but he didn't disgust me as a being. You see what I mean? It doesn't mean I don't think it's vile, that's what I'm saying, but I think it was too much, it was too much like a Batman villain, you know, like the Batman from the 60s. I can't explain it, but Summers, he's enjoying himself, laughing as he goes to watch kids die. I feel like it didn't work on me. Well, maybe it's just me being difficult, but I think the character would have been better if he was colder, like, well, you're going to fall, you know, maybe that would have been better. The fact that he's enjoying it too much and showing it, and he's basically taunting them. I think that lacks a bit of subtlety. It's too obvious for it to work. Then, of course, we have the children's point of view, who are about to die. And then they realize that, basically, they realize that they were just kids messing around, and now they realize they're about to die. I realized that, damn, I wasn't listening to my parents, I wasn't listening to my mom, damn, I was only thinking about myself and all that. And now they're getting stabbed and everything with thorns trying to save me, and now I'm going to die anyway. Damn, what a shitty life. It's not bad, because behind it you see that, damn, we're really a shitty generation. Our parents, they're warriors. Maybe it's time we wake up and stop just thinking about our childish selves. That's enough. We need to stop being kids now. And actually, that's kind of how I see it, the scene with their flashback and everything. Well, you can feel that also for the tearjerker side, the whole, oh wow, they're really going to die. Oh wow, incredible. Who actually believed they were going to die, honestly? Well, at one point when Gabain's wife shows up, I thought, oh, maybe someone is actually going to die this time. But right after, I was like, well, no, that's not possible. That's exactly when the girl is going to make her entrance. And then that's it. And that's exactly what happens. And now we're going to get to the moment where I'm going to become even more of a pain in the ass. What is this editing to explain that the giants aren't dead? We see a black mass with some kind of flat thing, little spikes on it. And we're supposed to understand that it's the giants who fell on Luffy's dick. Luckily, there were dialogue bubbles to explain to us what just happened. Because for me, visually, I didn't understand anything. So the suspense was gone just like that immediately. You think, damn, they're falling. Then next week, you see a strange pancake on a black mass. You're like, okay, what happened next? You read the dialogues. That's what happened. So it made me, just as I was getting into the scene, well, it pulled me out of the scene. I was like, oh, okay. And so we have the revelation. That's how the chapter ends, the revelation of... What does Loki look like when he uses at least one of the forms of his devil fruit? We've seen that there are at least 2 different forms. With the different silhouettes we saw when he fought his father back in the day. Here we see that he's a huge dragon. Now we don't know if he's black, purple, we're not really sure what color it is yet. So it's a huge dragon that emerges from the roots of the world tree. So I guess it's a reference. Come on, I did some research. Careful, the dragon from Norse mythology is Nidoi, I think so. But a giant black dragon, I think he's black in the mythology, in the images I've seen. Anyway, when I walked, I was black. So it's the Mega thing, and it's related to Ratatosk, the squirrel from the tree. Also, he's next to Loki, the squirrel. You think, well, that's probably it. So, yeah, it's really the fruit of Nidoi. But here, I'm not surprised that the thing is huge. Did you see the size of the thing? You're like, it feels like it's bigger than the island. The thing, you're like, wait, what do we do with that? I mean, at some point you have a giant Geiger dragon. What do we do with that? And you're telling me that Shanks stopped that. Damn, good thing he's missing at least he's missing a guitar, because how do you stop him, Shanks? How do you fight against something that big? I mean, even for giants, that thing is huge. What the hell is this? And on top of that, it's shooting lightning out of its backside and everything. And then you've got the Jarl coming out with a prophecy that he just pulled out of his ass. Like, oh, the day when there will be a storm. No, wait, a snowstorm. A creature will appear with the rhythm of liberation. We're like, oh. And then we go, you see, bam. Luffy, who's in Gear 5. Why is he in Gear 5? We don't know. I feel like fighting is his default now. I'm in Gear 5. Wouldn't that make Gear 5 a bit too common? That's certainly the goal. Well, I guess he has to appear in IK for the prophetic aspect being fulfilled. He has to appear in IK, but does he have to be in IK all the time? That's the question I'm asking. It might end up being a bit like in Dragon Ball at some point. Super Saiyan at first was something crazy, and then Super Saiyan after that. It became ordinary, but it became ordinary because everyone was a Super Saiyan. And then, bam, there was something else after that, which meant, well, Super Saiyan, there was something more. And so that's what made it even more ordinary. So now Gear 5 is ordinary. We've understood that, right? Does that mean there's potentially something else after that? If you see what I mean, I don't know, but right now, I don't see why he's in Gear 5. Right now, Luffy, why was he fighting against what? Why was he fighting against like some kind of ghosts in a dream? He doesn't need to be in Gear 5 to beat that. Otherwise, you see what I mean, if he's always in Gear 5. That means the opponents, even the most random ones he faces, are at a Gear 5 level, if you want. You see what I mean? It's weird. And so, you know, looking back, it's strange, like you use Gear 5 on how he was quickly fighting with Rob Lucci at Egghead. So that means Rob Lucci, he's at Kaido's level. You see what I mean? You get what I'm saying or not? Zoro is right beside him and defeats him easily. You need to be careful with Gear 5 and use it wisely. Goku in Dragon Ball doesn't go Super Saiyan against just anyone. He saves it for opponents stronger than Frieza, like when facing Android 19. Ah, you're strong Super Saiyan. You see, you get what I'm saying or not. It's weird to use Gear 5 like that all the time, but well, we'll see. So yeah, a chapter pretty well done, right? Who didn't have? I didn't get chills from it, unfortunately. So is it because I'm jaded? Maybe because it is, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded. It's possible. Tired, I don't know, but still curious to see what happens next. This time, though, it does end on a certain note of grandeur. On the other hand, I'm a bit worried about Oda's editing choices, because here there are giants, there are normal people, and there's the dragon, who's even bigger in the background. So you wonder, how will you handle these different scales? It might be complicated, but I want to say why not? But it also means that a meeting is very likely to happen soon between Nika, Joy Boy, Luffy, and Imsama. Now, it's getting interesting. Now, I want to see that because that's something I've been criticizing about One Piece for a long time. It's about when the stories are finally going to intersect. When all of this is going to intersect. Because we've had a lot of development about the Holy Knights, all that, the Void Sentry, what's it called, God Valley, all that, Imsama. On the other side, the Straw Hats just live their lives without caring. Now it's finally starting to intersect. Anyway, you can feel that the meeting is getting closer, and I honestly can't wait to see it. That's the problem. That's most likely what's going to happen. Imsama will see Luffy and say, "Ah, you're here, Nika." And Luffy will respond, "Yeah, pow, pow, pow," and that's it. I hope not, I hope not. I hope that Luffy will show up and say, "Actually, I'm the future old dirty bastard pirates, you son of a bitch, so you're going to talk to me politely first of all." And that he'll throw out a punchline. I want him to throw out a punchline like, "So you're the one who rules the world." Well, I'm going to show you that you're not the only king here, something like that. Come on, my line sucks. Try to improvise. That's good, but something where he'll put you in your place. He needs to put him in his place. He needs to come up with a line like, "Don't worry, I'm coming for your ass." I'm going to make another Dragon Ball reference. Kongoku, he shows up facing his Frieza on Namek. The guy asks, "Who are you?" He replies, "For all the Nameks and Saiyans you've killed, I'm going to destroy you." Then adds, "I'm the Saiyan raised on Earth," and charges at him. "And in the name of all the Nameks and Saiyans you've slaughtered, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to defeat you." I don't remember exactly, that's the line, I was close. And right then, he puts his balls on the table. He didn't go, "Yeah, you're strong, let's fight." No, he was like, "No, I'm locking in, I'm focused. You're the universe's tyrant. You killed Vegeta and nearly killed my son and Krillin. You'll kill Krillin later, but I'm going to stop you. Actually, I'm not here to mess around, and we need to have a moment like that with Luffy and Imsama. Luffy needs to put some real pressure on him, not just some silly stuff, not some goofy nonsense. No, it's like, "Oh, you're the bad guy? Don't worry, I want to see that." So I hope we'll get that. That's pretty much all I have to say. About this chapter 1174 of One Piece, once again it's a chapter that's really easy to read. It's just that the reveal about Loki comes a little bit. Well, it happens the way I would have liked it to happen, but in terms of how it's presented, I think it deserves something a bit cooler than that. But once again, Oda said it recently, I don't remember to whom. He said that it kind of popped up, I talked about it on, by the way. He said, "I'd like to make 30-page chapters because I would produce much faster. because actually half the time Oda struggles to fit in what he wants to do. In 17-18 pages, so I tweeted, but give 30 pages to this man who's getting back to his prime. When I said that, what was I talking about? I was obviously talking about paneling, actually, and drawing, because it's obvious it's been years, people don't take me seriously. And then one day there are guys in the industry who say the same thing as me. Same thing with Dragon Ball Super. I was saying things and everyone was like, you don't know anything, you have no idea. Toriyama's editor, he comes in and says exactly the same thing as me. It's the same. Oda, he says, I've been saying this for years. Hey, be honest, I've been saying this for years. He should make 30-page chapters. I've been saying this for years. And now Oda says, hey, maybe I should do 30-page chapters. It would be easier. And me, I don't know anything. I don't understand anything, you know? I don't think so. Anyway, I kind of lost it at the end. Anyway, thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me remind you to go support Spatule Gem. It's important. And I'll see you very soon on SPATULEBROS for new videos. May passion guide you? Yes.